Hello, the PSN community. I'm Asif, the community manager, and today I'm joined by Matthew Sheriff from Matthew Kenneth Property Group. Welcome, Matt. What should I say? Howdy, Matt. How are you, and what is it that you do?
Firstly, thanks for having me. Much appreciated. I'm based in South Manchester. We run a sourcing and development business, mostly found around Greater Manchester and the Preston area. And do you want me to go into a bit about the business, or is that coming?
I say go into the business.
Let's flow. Okay, cool. So sourcing since 2018. Source of a variety of properties and strategies, from buy-to-lets, flips, empty commercial, mixed commercial, some commercial conversions, and then more recently into supported living as well. So we offer a turnkey service for clients. Usually they're either time poor or they just don't really want to do it themselves. So we'll source the property, we'll refurb it, and then we'll also let and lease it at the end. We've sourced £3.7 million worth of property for £2.6 million before refurb. So always trying to build good equity into the deals, make them stack for ourselves and investors, because we also are building our portfolio at the same time as servicing clients as well. And in the last 2 years, got much more into the supported living world. So over the past sort of 20 months, we've built a 75-room pipeline for various providers in the Northwest, and we are quite focused on moving that forward and continuing the momentum.
Wow. Glad you went into that. Great answer. So how did you actually all get into it?
I lived in the States for many years, and I came back early 2018. I'd done a master's out there with a concentration in finance and business, and then I worked a couple of jobs, and I also got into finance and capital markets whilst I was in America. Then when I came back, I was sort of landing on my feet. I'd been in the States for 8 years, thinking what makes sense, what should I do, and that's sort of when the seed dropped from, I think, meeting a few different people around Manchester, and then getting into the property world, understanding this market, this niche, and it making sense to build an asset-backed business for myself, and then obviously also the trading arm around it. And when we think of leverage and also thinking of building something into the future, it made a lot of sense, and so went from there really.
Amazing. And what would you say your biggest win has been so far?
I think a big win is when I first was getting into this, and as we all know, maybe even the people watching this, the training and sales world around property and education can be a bit of a minefield. And I looked into that quite heavily. I have a sort of sales and marketing background myself, so I was quite skeptical of what was going on in certain scenes. But I looked out on a really good mentor. Did a lot of due diligence on that before I went on the year mentorship, but that had a real good return on the money, both mindset, the whole business, how to stack deals. It was like a business in a box around a multitude of sort of property strategies and different businesses, from sourcing to deal packaging to lettings and that kind of thing, and that was really good. I played basketball my whole life, so I value coaching, a huge amount. That's how I got over to the States, really. And, it's no different in a different sector, property, but still having, those good mentors, those good coaches. So that was really big. And I think that introduction in a really positive way into the property world was really good. And then a big win property wise was I bought a mixed block last year. That was really good for the portfolio early on in building the portfolio. So always wanting to, maximize the money that you're using. But that introduced me to sort of commercial leases, shop on the bottom, flats on the top. Really understanding how to actually put leases together, how to look at under marketed rented properties, and then transform them and stack those deals. So yeah, two big wins I'd say, amongst some others, but let's leave it at those two.
Massive wins. You've obviously talked about mentorship, coaching, education, but what would you say your biggest learning has been so far?
Biggest learning would be, and I think it always comes with experience, but taking calculated risks. And I think there's no way of investing without risk, right? But making sure that it is calculated, the numbers, the favors are stacked in your odds, and that really starts with buy-in. When you are purchasing, locking in profit, locking in equity, and then making the deal make sense. And I think that learning of balancing those emotions that also come with the financials with that calculated risk, and almost building that aptitude within yourself is huge. And you only get that through going through the motion of it, going through the the deals, and putting yourself in those positions, which I think will be a really good steering for the future and put you on a good course. But you sort of got to go through that to build that resilience. But I'd say that's a big one.
Amazing. You kind of talked about it there in the future as well. You mentioned the word future, but what are your plans for the future?
Big
What's
question,
next?
Asif. We're right into it. No messing. 5-year business plans and everything. Yeah. So say for the near future, it is a 5-year plan, in a sense, to build a portfolio to a certain degree. And then my big thing is time and location freedom. So that's the ultimate, that's the ultimate goal. So reaching that essence of cash flow and at that asset backed business, which is going to allow me to, really reach that choice. I think the word is choice, really, right? Choice with our time, choice with our location, what we actually want to do potentially outside of business, and freeing that up. So ultimately, it's all about choice, and that's the big driver.
So is the location going to be America then, or what are you thinking?
Oof, I'm not sure yet. I don't think it'll be the States. All I do know is it'll be somewhere warmer than this rainy northern part of the country that we're both in.
So you've got a good choice then, pretty much then. A big choice then.
That's it, man. That's it.
And finally, if you could go back to being 16 years old, what advice would you give yourself?
I would say stop worrying and stay working. I think with a lot of people, no matter what, we're all human, right? And we always worry about what's to come, or am I going to make it, or I want to be here, and that by this date, and by this age. And I think, if you just keep your head down, keep working, keep it all somewhat in balance, rather than the amount of time, energy, emotion we take through worrying and overthinking things. Just letting the graph sort of speak for itself and continuing that on, I think would have been huge. But as I say, we're all human, but I think that would have been a big one.
Very wise. Well, thank you for that. So one of the things that we'd like to do with our community members is to get to know them a little bit better. And what I do is play a little game called This or That. And it's quite simple. I'll give you two options. So option one might be apple. Option two might be banana. And you just have to say quickly which one you prefer. So it's going to be really quick fire. So the first one is coffee or tea,
Coffee.
Facebook or Instagram,
Instagram.
dogs or cats.
Dogs.
Okay. McDonald's or KFC.
Neither.
Neither. You have to pick one.
Okay, McDonald's.
What's your choice of fast food then?
Oh, I would say if I'm going, let's go America because I'm going there soon. Chipotle.
Yeah.
Have you ever been?
No.
Yeah,
What food?
it's Mexican, sort of Mexican fast food, but it's also fresh. Yeah, it's good.
Right.
I'm
Okay.
so
Similar
I'm
to
really
Taco
waiting
Bell?
for them. Yeah, I would say it's like a bit better than Taco Bell. Yeah, I'm waiting for them to bring it to Manchester. It would be a big hit.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. Well, if everything goes well, maybe you can bring it to Manchester.
Maybe that's the
That
next
could be your
venture,
next
man.
move.
Very true.
And finally, success or happiness?
Happiness,
Yeah,
100%.
100%. Has to be. Has to be. Well, thank you, Matt, for your time. And yeah, have you got anything else to add?
No, just say if there's anybody in the community that are interested in, we also help existing landlords broker over to supported living if they do have HMOs or other stock. So yeah, if they're interested in sourcing long leases, supported living, yeah, do reach out, and happy to answer any questions as well, just to help out if possible.
Amazing. He is a good guy, so do hit him up. But thank you, Matt. And guys, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode of Feature Friday. Until next time, keep being amazing, and we'll see you very soon. Thank you.
Cheers, man.